All right, so I want to take a look at the Alliance Glory event. The Alliance Glory event is a event that comes to your kingdom about 2 weeks into the kingdom, 14 days in, and it is super free to play friendly. There's not a lot of events in many of these game types that are free to play friendly. This one happens to be one of them where you can get huge value, especially if you've built your account correctly in the days leading up to this. There's ways that you can prepare that make this event super, super fruitful for free to play. So we're going to take a look at some of the rewards that you get for just being in an alliance. We'll take a look at some of the rewards you get if your alliance places well, and then we'll take a look at the individual rewards if you place well. So the gifts tab here, this is what you'll get as your alliance scores points as a whole. And as you can see here, we're 1 day into this event, and my alliance has already scored 15,000 points. So I've collected these legendary skill scrolls, and the speed ups as well. Now, the legendary skill scrolls are the big ticket winner that we're looking for in this event. And as you can see, I've already collected 18 of them. After we get to 20,000, you'll collect the max gifts, and that'll leave you with 26 of these skill scrolls. That's what you're going to get pretty much no matter what for just being in an alliance in this event. And then you have the alliance ranking that you'll get rewarded for as well. So top alliance gets 50, second place gets 40, third place gets 30, so on and so forth. Now you should be in your kingdom in an alliance that's at least in the top 10. Once your kingdom matures to 2 weeks, you should know what are the more powerful alliances in your kingdom. And I'm not saying that you're going to start in a top alliance, but you're really going to need to work your way into one of these more active alliances that's growing at a decent pace. For not just for this event. I mean, you should do that, for many different reasons. But find a way to work into one of the top alliances in your kingdom. 4 to 5 is optimal. But I would say 6 through 10 is just absolutely necessary. As the kingdom matures, you're probably going to end up seeing the kingdom shrink down to about 3 to 4 big alliances that have a mixture of players. You're going to have wells, you're going to have mid spenders, you're going to have free to play in each of those alliances. Everybody has their role. But this is some of the rewards that you get for being there. You get some epic skill scrolls as well. You get a little bit of speed ups and some resources along the way here, but the big item that you want is these legendary skill scrolls. And then on to the personal rewards. So for 6 through 10 you get 60, 4th and 5th get 80, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd get 150, 120, and 100. Now there's some generalized speed ups in here as well, and some resources. But for most of us, we want to be realistic here and think, okay, where can we finish? If you're doing all the tasks and you've built your account correctly in the first 14 days of a kingdom, you should be able to finish somewhere between the 11 to 20 range, maybe 21 through 30. But it's really going to depend on how well your account is built, and how properly you've prepared for an event like this. So I said that the free-to-play have an advantage, or that this event is very free-to-play friendly. And what do I mean by that, right? So with a whale, that whales, they have a lot of power. They've done a ton of research. They've upgraded a lot of things, and that's why, their accounts are powerful. And, the way that you're going to prepare for this essentially is not upgrading any buildings that don't need to be upgraded. And what I mean by don't need to be upgraded is with every building, you have a prerequisite building that's required to upgrade the current building that you're trying to upgrade. So, for example, the town center. In order to upgrade this, I need walls at a certain level. I need archery range at a certain level. With every building, there's prerequisite that you have to complete in order to upgrade it. You shouldn't be upgrading any building that isn't a prerequisite for what you're trying to build at that moment. So, in some cases you might get told, take your lumber camp to, level 20. If I take a look at my lumber camps, I have one at level 20, and then all the others are at level 14. Same thing with my mills, right? Take a look at my mills. I have one at level 20, all the rest at level 14. Now, ideally, had I known this event was a thing, I would have come into this event with every single non-prerequisite at level 1. Because when we go into this event and we take a look at the tasks that it asks us to complete, it doesn't specify any type of level, any amount of time that's required. When you look at these building tasks, it says complete citadel construction 2 times. That means upgrade a building 2 times. It doesn't care if the building's level 1 and it's going to level 2, or if the building's level 23 going to level 24. So in that sense, a free-to-play player or a low spender has a huge advantage over whales that have already upgraded all of these buildings, because while it may cost you 10 minutes of speed ups to get to that next building, it's going to cost a whale who's already at building 22, 23, 24. It might cost him 4 days of speed ups in order to get one construction complete. So if you've properly prepared your account for this event, then you're going to be able to take advantage of completing these tasks for very little speed ups and very little resources. That's the name of the game in this event, is how cheaply can you get it done. Now, there is some tasks that ask you to say complete 1,000 minutes of, or use 1,000 minutes of research speed ups. That's fine. When you get that task, you don't need to complete the research that you're doing. I got one for that yesterday, and unfortunately before this event started, I had already started like a 9-day research in my university. So all I did was I went in here and I hand selected the speed ups that I was going to use until it totaled exactly 1,000 minutes, and then I went and collected my task. That's what you should be doing. You need to train what you need to train, speed up what you need to speed up to the exact T. Now, as far as the rewards go, and the actual tasks, there's a bunch of different types of tasks. You have complete building construction. You have complete research. You'll have gathering tasks, so gather 10,000 gold in the world. You'll have speed up related tasks, so maybe use 1,000 minutes of research speeds or 1,000 minutes of construction speeds, and then you'll have training tasks as well. That's what we've seen at this first stage of the event. There might be other things that pop up, but as of right now, that's what there is. There's also this: spend 1,000 empire coins. So you get 5 free tasks per day, and then you also get the ability to purchase an additional 5. They're 200 coins per. I did the math on it, right? If you're looking to place high in this event, spend the extra empire coins in order to get an extra 5 tasks. At 200 per task, it's going to cost you 1,000 coins a day, and that might sound like a lot. It might seem like a lot of coins, but when you do the math on the gifts, right, just for the individual ranking, because your alliance is going to place wherever they place on their own. If you do the math on the individual rankings, and let's say you get 6 through 10, right, or let's go even more conservative, let's say you get 11 through 20 is your placing. If you spend 6,000 coins and you end up getting 50 of these legendary skill scrolls, that comes out to 120 coins per skill scroll. Now, what is a skill scroll worth? A legendary scroll. What is it worth? I went over to the VIP shop and took a look at what they could be purchased for. Let me scroll down here. So if you were to buy these in the VIP shop, they'll cost you 500 per legendary skill scroll. That's, I mean, for one, that's huge value, but you have to be VIP 13 in order to even purchase these. Most of us won't be VIP 13 for another like year or two. It's going to take some time to get there. So the value is huge. The value is there. And those are a vital part of making your commanders stronger for upgrading those skills. If you build correctly, you can get amazing value out of this event. You know, there's things that you can do to optimize, and then, you know, just aside from building your account correctly, one of the biggest things I would say is take as many gold and purple tasks as you can. The gold tasks give you the best bang for your buck. So, you know, you not only do you get more points, it's more efficient, right? So you can only select 10 tasks a day. If you're spending your empire coins, you want them to be able to get you the most points per day, but they're also more efficient. So, you know, I was looking at this: complete tech research 5 times, it gives you 100 points. I have the purple version over here: complete tech research 3 times, it gives you 50 points. So for each research I get here, it's going to give me 20 points because I'm completing 5, gives me 100 points. So it's 20 points per research. But if I do 3 over here, it's only giving me 50 points. So I did the math on it, 16 points per research. So if you know that over the course of this next 6 days, you're going to be doing a bunch of research, you're always going to want to take the gold version of the task. Not to mention, it, you know, it's going to help discourage other players from pushing hard to get a high rank in this event, because, you know, what people do is they look at the leaderboards as the event progresses, and they're going to start making decisions on, should I continue to spend these empire coins each day? I'm already in, you know, 40th place. I may not be able to push for a top 10 or a top 20 finish. So as the event goes on, people are going to start making decisions on whether or not they're going to continue trying to push hard. So the more points you can put up early, the better. But yeah, that's pretty much all I can say. You get refreshes, so you can click on one of these and you can refresh, essentially just erase this one and get a whole new one. You get 1 free refresh per day, and then after that, I believe they cost 100 empire coins per. I'm not really going to be refreshing too much, but what I would say is only refresh something if you know you're not going to use it. So I'm mainly going to be refreshing the green tasks because they give the lowest amount of points, and I'm trying to get the most points per task that I do. So refresh something if you know you're not likely to take it. There's not always going to be a gold task or a purple task available, so you're going to end up having to do some of these blue ones. Refresh the green ones as much as you can, and just know that every time you complete a task or refresh a task, it gives you something new, so you have a random chance to, you know, get a gold or get a purple. And then the last thing that I would say, a lot of people do this when they go to sleep. They'll do a couple of speed ups and maybe complete their training on some units, so that whenever they're sleeping, they have something queued up, right? I'm doing the same thing for this event with my building. So yesterday I completed all my tasks, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna queue something up so that whenever I get new tasks tomorrow, I can have something that's about to complete. So just understand that you're not trying to queue something up for when you're going to be online. You need to queue something up that's going to go past reset to when you get the opportunity to start doing new tasks. So I had like an 18-hour queue on my archery range and my swordsman barracks. And I was like, okay, I need it to go past 2400. So I did the math. I was like, I need something to be like 18 hours. So I was able to find the archery range and my swordsman barracks that were going to go over 18 hours, so that once this once this refreshes and I can start taking new tasks and I have the ability to get new building tasks, those buildings will pretty much be finishing up. If you're going to queue something, queue it past reset, ideally maybe an hour or two, so that if you don't get the task that you want, you have time to complete some of the other tasks and hope that a good construction task comes in, or maybe a good training task. And same thing with your units here. As you can see, I have units that are completed. I haven't collected them because there's going to be a training task that pops up. And when it does, I want to be able to instantly collect all my units. That way I don't have to speed through them. You know, if you get a training task that says train 10,000 units, you don't want to have to speed all 10,000 of them up. Keep your units here queued up. And that way you're operating as efficiently as possible. But that's pretty much it. That's all I would have to say. The last thing that I would add is you get 1 free refresh per day. If you didn't use it and you completed all your tasks, it doesn't allow you to refresh anything after you've completed your tasks. So on your last task of the day, what I would say is grab something you know you're not going to use, refresh that one. That way you have the chance of getting something really good ready for the next day, because once you take the task that's going to be your last task of the day, you can't refresh anymore. So that's pretty much it. I hope you guys are able to take this information and build your account correctly within the first 14 days of your kingdom. And even some of you that are already playing this event, you know, you can take some of these tips so that you can optimize how you play this event so you can get the best value out of it. That's pretty much it. Y'all take it easy. Give me a sub, guys. I'm going to continue putting out guides like this for you, and then I'll be going live, and when stuff is happening, when interesting stuff is happening, I'll be going live. But that's pretty much it. Y'all take it easy.